Okay, so we are live. Hello, welcome. It's London Jen here, Battle Rap World. Thank you for joining me. We are here live talking about the band Legacy 9 Yoshi G versus Bill Collector battle. I've decided to do more of these lives. I've done a couple live shows now, and I've decided to do more of them because it's an easy way of me not having to spend a lot of time doing things like editing and sitting down, filming and rendering, uploading, all of that stuff. I can just go live, talk about something that I've just watched. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to get some better glasses because I've just got ring glare from my lights. But if I don't put them on, then I get headaches. So I'm going to do this weird sort of looky downy thing, sort of. Anyway, yeah, going live just means I can upload content quickly when it's fresh in my mind, when I've just watched it, and I don't have to procrastinate and I don't have to worry about editing and stuff. So Yoshi and Bill dropped today, and I've really been looking forward to this. There's someone watching. Can you tell me how's audio? Is my audio okay? Can you hear me? Does it sound okay? Is my mic a good volume? Let me know. But otherwise, I'll just carry on. Yeah, so Yoshi and Bill dropped today. And in fact, what I'm going to do, whilst I'm just going to share this stream quickly, dropped on the app, and I've been looking forward to this coming out. There's been a lot of hype about it. Mainly because Yoshi versus Bill, mainly because the people who were in the building talked about the battle on Twitter, and Yoshi is said to have done some eggplant grabbing, and it caused a bit of controversy. Is that assault? Is it okay for a woman to grab a man? What if a guy did that to a woman in a battle? Is that okay? What's acceptable? Hypocrisy, that sort of thing. Okay. No, not type E. Tune in. Sorry. Okay. Right. So, like I say, I was excited going into this. I'll get choppy. I'll get better with this. I'll get faster and more adept with the technology and stuff. So bear with me. But yeah, I was excited going in, saw it dropped, and went straight to it. And Yoshi starts first. It was a nice crowd as well. It seemed like there were quite a few people in the building, and I liked that there was a nice little energy there from the crowd. Especially with Bill Collector, he's so entertaining. It's nice if he's got sort of something to bounce off, like an audience. So Yoshi starts off, and she comes out and she tells us that she's the ultimate groupie fantasy, and that she dominates using submission. And I thought, okay, is this a sign of things to come for the battle? You can dominate using submission. She's very active on Twitter, and one of her sort of things that she talks about is being a submissive woman, and how as women we should be submissive. So dominating using submission. I thought, okay, let's see how she does this. She tells Bill his disgust was a gift to her. I'm reading from notes. That's just how it's going to be. There's no way I can talk about all the things I want to talk about without reading from notes. So she tells him that she can't go back in time and get the love from her father. Bill's obviously sort of taken that angle with Yoshi before in the past in exchanges. You know, you're missing the love of a father. She calls him, she says she's a new Joker. You're going to see what made me like this. And I like it. I like her energy. I like her I like her delivery. I like the way she's sort of easing into it. And then yeah, she's telling you a story, and she takes you back to the 90s. She's talking about back in the 90s, my mum was pregnant, my daddy left. Mama had rap dreams. She was offered a car. And what's up, Crash? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Yes, the battle is out on the app. It came out today, a few hours ago. Go and check it out. Stay here and then go and check it out. Or go and watch the battle and then come and watch this when it uploads. But yeah, I'm getting into it while it's hot and fresh in my mind. That's how we're doing it from now on, live and direct. So yeah, she's telling you a story. She's telling you the story of you know, how she got here basically, and yeah, her mum, so British. Her mama was pregnant. Daddy left. Mama had rap dreams. She was 15 and pregnant. They offered her a car. Yoshi said she ain't picked that car, but I'll never question her drive. So basically, she took the car. You know, instead of, she turned down the car and had the baby. She had Yoshi when she could have had the car, could have had this whole rap career. She chose me. I'm literally a born legacy. That hit nice. She's obviously a born legacy 9. Damn. Yeah, okay, I titled my thing the right thing. Bill is legit your dream battle. Always got to pop in. Salute. Thanks for doing that, Crash. Thanks for joining. Bill, you'd like to battle Bill. I could see that with the 2 performances, the energy. Yeah, that would be a dope matchup for real. I'd be here for that. Yeah, she chose me, literally a born legacy. Took 25 years for my father to come rescue me. She was basically telling you why she is the way she is and how she got here. She tells Bill Collector, I wouldn't expect you to do what my pops did. Always always, she's being sarcastic, very British thing. I related to this. I wouldn't expect you to do what my pops did. Always gone rapping, focused on that smack hit. I guess, is Yoshi saying her dad was an addict, and she's saying, you know, to Bill sarcastically, I wouldn't expect you to do what he did. Not having a daddy doesn't determine the father that gets you. The father. I thought that was dope. I like that. Talking to Bill about having no daddy. And she's talking about being a single mum. Like, I'm not worried, you know, with my kids. I'm not worried about a bill collector. She says, quarantined with a quarreling team while trying to hide my inner thoughts and show my daughters the strength of a queen. I like that. I really like that. Real life shit. Like, she's telling you her real life shit. Shit. What's up, Polo? Read between the bars. Thanks for tuning in. She's telling you, you know, she's basically looking for her missing father figure. She ends on a real strong point. She's saying this is for the real bitches, the bitches that suck, fuck, and cook a meal bitches. They don't get the credit that they deserve. Kind of sounded a little bit doormatish to me, but you know, on the vibe that she's going with, it worked within what she was saying. You know, if that's what you're going for, to suck, fucking cook you a meal bitches, she's riding for them. Those are real bitches, and she's, you know, she put on for them. And I liked her story. I liked her round. I liked the way she constructed it, and she, you know, set it up. She sort of told you who she is. Bill comes out in the first and says, STDs is something you got to deal with. Big reaction. You know, Bill is all about the comedy, or not all about, you know, big part of Bill's game is the comedy factor, and he sort of, you know, set the tone. And then he's belittling her. He's sort of talking about how, you know, this isn't kings versus queens. I think he said something about, is this your first time on URL? he says you should have fucked Smack. We would have been the main event. I thought that was really funny. all day on the timeline biting dicks, talking about how wet the pussy is and how tight the grip. My wife be right next to me. I gotta pretend I don't like that shit. He's talking about Yoshi on the timeline. You know, he's basically telling you're a thought and you're thoughting about on the timeline all day. I've got to hide that shit from my wife, man. It was funny. Um, then he's sort of clowning her appearance. He's saying you're doing all of that and you're not even sexy. You you've got the untwerkiest twerk, shabby panty. He's kind of clowning her, saying she's run down, smart, funny, and witty. Yeah, he is. He's but this bit I thought, and this was the first sort of thoughts that I had. Maybe Bill didn't take her very serious, or he took her seriously enough to do what he came and does, and you know, Bill could do that pretty much freestyle, I imagine. But he was clowning her, sort of saying you're dusty, basically. You're claiming you're a thought, you're doing all this enticing on the timeline, but you're dusty. Your panties are saggy and they're extra large and ugly. Like I thought he could have did that in a more clever way. It was kind of basic, and I thought he could have done that a bit better. Um, you send all these dry out. You send me these dry ass news. I'll be sending them back. Built like one of those worms in Men in Black. Like it wasn't. It was cool, but I just thought it could have been better. I liked the angle that he was coming from, but I thought it could have had much better execution. He was coming at her saying she's got a ghostwriter. I haven't heard claims of Yoshi having a ghostwriter, but I don't know if that's just because she's a woman, and as a woman, that's, you know, an angle, because women can't write without the help of a ghostwriter. So that's a natural angle, I suppose. He's saying that she needs welfare, again, clowning her appearance, saying wore the Brazilian weave for wore the Brazilian weave for a bazillion years. Again, it was cool, but just not as it was funny. It was really amusing, and you know, it's Bill, and he delivers it really well. I wanted more. I thought there could have been more, because I liked the angle, and I thought it could have been it would have been a lot funnier had he added more complexity to it. And maybe some more scheming. Like Bill can scheme really well, and I just thought he could have just done more with that. Because I think as well, that's probably one of the ways it's hard to, you know, what angle do you come at Yoshi with? She's a thought and she owns it. You can't say you're a thought, because like, yeah, I've just spent 3 rounds giving you me and thought bar. Like, I am thought bars. That's what you're going to get for 3 rounds. You telling me I'm a thought, I've neutralized that already. So sort of saying you're a thought but you're a bad one, is a good angle, but I thought he could have done it better. I liked I liked he had a line in there, stop trying to get sexy from the hamper, from the laundry hamper, dirty washing basket, as we would say over here. I thought that was cool, but yeah, I liked it. It was humorous, but Bill has more in him than that. Crash, did you see the interview after the battle where Wifey? Yeah, I saw that battle, that interview. Was that the one in the car? And Wifey saying, yeah, like, you have to be careful with a married man. Like, she wanted to do Yoshi something. Yeah, I did see that. And you have to, you know, and this is the thing, there's that question of, is there a too far in battle rap? And some would say touching someone physically, and especially if it's that, I would say that's too far to we'll get there in the next round. We're getting there close, but touching, what Yoshi did, I think, in my opinion, was too far. And but at the same time, there isn't really, in my mind, too far. There are some things which really are distasteful, morally off limits, and I really wouldn't, you know, I think those kind of things, dead relatives, that sort of thing, that's too far. But anything else, it's not too far as long as you're prepared to take the consequences. And if that means wifey's in a building, you're getting boxed in the face, like that's the consequences. Like if that's too far for you, if it's too far to risk getting hands put on you, then maybe you shouldn't go there. So sophisticated with the red wine. Here's a secret, Crash. I do like red wine. It's not my tipple of choice, especially when I'm talking and watching battle rap. However, I haven't been out of my house in days. I'm a homebody. I don't leave my house, and I've run out of my supplies of bright brown juice. So red wine it is. That's the secret. It's not classy and sophisticated. It's lazy, and the fact that Amazon Prime don't do Hennessy, um, basically. So yeah, I think going too far is down to interpretation, and you've got to be prepared to face the consequences. Although the consequences of that might have been, I saw Bill Collector's wife post something today on Instagram. I think I saw Bill or someone retweet it or something, and it was a meme of a married man with his wife, and the wife and watching like the ex-girlfriend, and the ex-girlfriend says something like, I used to date your man, and she says, married woman says, I'm not mad, come join us, or something like that, suggesting that she is down to extracurricular folk joining their marital union, threesomes. Don't know why I'm saying all that. So yeah, maybe that might have been the consequences if she handled it a little bit more delicately. I don't know. But let's get into Yoshi second. So I didn't say it. She said it. She opened up the door for me to talk about it. She, she posted the meme. It's public. It's Twitter. I can talk about it. And Yoshi, clearly is an adventurous woman. She, that might have been an angle. Maybe, yeah, maybe that would have scored more points than the kind of. We'll get into it now because it's Yoshi second. But maybe that's an angle that would have scored more points. In fact, actually, as I'm talking about it now, I could have seen that working so well. So she comes out, she's got like this little sort of a wind energy scheme. I like it. She's rapping, and she was definitely rapping in that first. Definitely, you can see like people talk about Yoshi's just got thought bars as though she just sort of says pussy, fuck, dick. Like she's got bars. Like she can rap. She can put some stuff together as well. I wish she kind of extended that scheme that she had done in the first, the energy shine wind turbine thing. I liked it. It was nice. But I want to see her do more of that, even if it's thought bars, and I'm going to talk about what thought bars are, but even if it's that, just sort of more not just necessarily scheming, but just a bit more rapping capabilities, even within her lane. I'd like to see that. So she says, I brought a gift for you, not a super duper scope, rather give you some super duper throat. Pussy grips. This is so Charlie Eclipse is in the building. My pussy grips. Charlie's just got a pussy grips. So she's saying pussy grips. Charlie's just got a little dick. Oh, I can hear my son going back and forth while I'm talking about super duper throat and pussy gripping and Charlie's little dick. Mum bars. Yeah, Charlie's in the building. She's obviously referencing, and this is just after the royal the Queens versus Kings URL versus Queen of the Ring card, referencing a Charlie Couture thing there. It got a big reaction. Charlie actually at one point comes on stage. He's enticed by talk of this this WAP and this tight grip and all of that throat. It's a bit, you need to get close. I agree with you on that. Nothing is on limit, but expect a reaction. Every action has a reaction. Facts. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's it. and you have to be prepared. You know, you don't know who you're standing in front of sometimes, or you might think you know, but you have to take people at face value and, you know, accept the consequences. Um, so yeah, and this is a very, like, again, the building, the crowd, the energy. Charlie comes on stage, Smack is up there, he's hugging up Debo's on stage. Like, it's a nice atmosphere, and they're both sort of, because it's you know, it's an entertaining battle. It's a good watch. It's a really good watch. Where am I? So here we get to the controversial bit. She says something about steal his bitch. I'd rather feel his dick, and she grabs his dick, but it's kind of like she does it and she moves on, and almost no one has. There's obviously an expected reaction. You're gonna think, if I'm grabbing dick mid battle, people are gonna automatically, you know, react, and there was sort of no reaction, and it's almost as though the crowd didn't realize what happened. And she said something like, "Oh, feels nice," and then it was like, "Oh, whoa, shit!" She just grabbed it, and I don't know. To me, yeah, wow, right? Wow, for real. She just grabbed a piece. It wasn't like a cup. It wasn't an extended. Oh, you're suing. It wasn't an extended. And like I say, it was almost like it went over the crowd's head. Um, but I think it could have been done better. I think the actual grabbing it was lazy, a little lazy. It was what's the word? It was sensationalism. It was just some for shock value. It could have been a lot. Coming from Yoshi, it could have been done in a, you know, she didn't have to grab it, was my thought. But now that we just had this conversation, yeah, coming at it from a sort of, I could take your wife, or I could have you and your wife. Like, I feel like if you're going to be overtly sort of sexual and sensational, maybe that would have been the angle to take. Me and you, Bill, like, or, you know, forget you, I'm not even rapping to you right now, I'm rapping to your wife. Like, you're going to get these 4 bars, bitch. Like, that could have been a more, if you're going to do, like I said, shock value, that I think would have been more creative. And I feel like we'll talk about the touching at the end. Have I got a note about that? If I haven't, remind me. Suing instantly. Well, I mean, you could do, and you'd be in your rights to, I guess. But I guess we'll, like I said, we'll talk more about that on the end. We'll finish off Yoshi second. So she got a Monica Lewinsky bar in there. If I off his top, it's gonna fuck up Bill legacy. I like that. We had thoughts in BC before BC was a thought. Nice. She's rapping. She's got, like, so she's got this nice awkward flow, but I feel like she needs to work on her timing. Like, it's unorthodox, and I feel like if she slowed it down a bit, maybe, I'm not an ex, but I just feel like it would work a bit more if it was paced a little better. It would, where she's punching maybe in unorthodox places, or I don't have the technical expertise to speak about it, but yeah, I really like that she's different, and I like her delivery, and I like her flow, but I feel like something isn't quite right about it. And but she's new, you know, fairly new still. She's been putting in work, and she's got to keep putting in work to iron out these kinks. She says, don't know if I'm going head or going ahead of my time. I don't know if I'm going head or don't know if I'm giving. I can't read my writing. This is why I should type rather than handwrite, but I'm old school, you know, grew up with pen and paper. I don't know if I'm giving head or ahead of my time, but I'm clearly next. And she does a next, you know, giving neck. Nice stop bars in there. Prefer the cock on the side, that's the naked truth. Tongue like a Cinderella story, always got a ball on the end. Fart bars, that's what you're going to get. But also with Yoshi, something that I find is that you criticize Yoshi for always coming with thought bars. However, Yoshi embodies thoughtedness. You don't come. I was saying this. I can't remember who I was saying this. Bare hall bars, if quite cringy. It's quite cringy to be honest, but I get it's her style. But Jesus, yeah. And this is the thing. It's like it's not even that it's her style. It's like she is a thought, and that's what she is going to rap about because that's the lifestyle she embodies. She's real. And even if it's her gimmick, it's a gimmick that she's owned and that works for her and that she, seems to be comfortable in. And therefore, that's what she's going to rap about because it's as part of who she is as Geechee being Crip. You're not going to, like, every bar from Geechee isn't a Crip bar, but he raps in Crip. Yoshi raps in thought. So even when it's not a direct thought bar, there's thoughtedness in there because she's Crip. I mean, she's a thought in the way Gucci is Crip. He's a gang member. He's on the street. So when you say stuff, that's how it hits. So I think she's because she's a woman and she's talking sex and she's comfortable in her over sexualized style, it's attacked. It's not seen as a style. And again, I'll wrap this up at the end, but I liked her material. Bill comes out in the second, obviously, after just being, grabbed, after just having the egg planted, cupped, well, she didn't cup. She just, after having that little, moment, he comes out with a rebuttal. If he felt my crotch up, if it was me, I would have got locked up, something like that. And I think he could have come stronger. I'm not sure why he didn't. Bill is great at freestyling, and I don't know why she didn't, or why he didn't come a bit harder than that. And the whole, Smack is out there calling double standards. He's lit this whole battle. He's very entertaining. He's clearly enjoying being in crowd presence again. I swear, something's just bit me whilst we've been on live. Something's just bit me. Like I have a mosquito problem. I don't know why, because it's November. It's freezing. There's no heat. Like no mosquito has a right to be alive this side of the equator. Yeah, last night at 4 a.m. I was killing mosquitoes, and now I feel like one's just bit me. Fun, but yeah, no. So he comes out with that rebuttal, and he's basically telling Yoshi, like, you're not like other battle rap women. Like, you're just a thought. You don't have anything else to you. Puts a whole new meaning to a vixen face and DNA. Ooh. It was cold. I like that. Vixen face and DNA. We know what sort of DNA he's talking about. Bomb the pussy like terrorists, straight to the dome like therapists. Or he's saying, what did he say? I didn't write down the whole thing. He said something like, you want men to bomb the pussy like terrorists. More time they get straight to the dome like therapists. Like, you want them to fuck you when really they're straight to head, straight to, no comparison, fucked across the street from a Sheraton, basically saying you're low rent. Like, you do all this talk, you've got all this football talk, but you're a whore. Like, he's talking down to her. And the thing is, it's like, you can't disrespect the angle. When like I said, Yoshi claims her thoughtedness. That's a part of who she is. So you can't, in the way that Swamp was really lazy coming at Casey with basically, you're a hoe bingo, ticking off every hoe bar on the box. You suck dick, your pussy stinks. Oh, ghostwriter shit in there. Like you can't criticize someone for coming at you for being a thought if that's what you embody. So that's what he did. And he was basically saying and again, I think he could have done it better if this was a bigger stage, maybe if this was about 2 years down the line and Yoshi had a bigger status, if this was Queen of the Ring versus URL, if it was in a tournament, I feel like he would have come stronger, because I liked it was comedy, it was funny. It would have been funnier if it was more complex, but I liked the angles. It was still angles, and again, like, they're the sort of ones that are going to work, if done well. He had a line in there. I liked it, and there's something in there that really bothers me. Your coochie, your coochie liquid smells like turtle water. Now, that's fucking random. That's random as fuck. Like, it's funny because you'd imagine that turtle water smells kind of swampish. It doesn't smell inviting or not something that you want to be putting your face close to. But also, right, liquid, coochie liquid. Liquid, why are we calling it liquid? Juice, man. What sort of a word is liquid? But that was just a pet peeve. I don't know why. I'm not taking them personal. But I just thought, why use liquid there? In fact, I should have rewound. Maybe that was a rhyming thing. But liquid, coochie liquid. Turtle water is bad enough, but your coochie doesn't have juice. It has liquid, and it smells like turtle water. He tells her, I'm going to make a real woman out of you. Hold on, I can't read my note, but it was a good bar. Gonna make a real woman out of you, going to Wayne Wade on her. No, son. Okay, I've written down you. That was the bar. That's why it's a bar. So he's calling her son. Make a real woman out of son, going to Wayne Wade on her. Again, bear with me, man. I need to get better with making my notes. But work in progress and all of that. He's got a weak scheme in there. Cake, top tier, expensive tape. I didn't really like that. It's not really a scheme, but just it wasn't. I could have just left that out. And this is why we edit. Okay, here we are. He has a Yoshi miss you sitting on a sword, a Tekken bar. I only know it's a Tekken bar and Yoshi Mitsu. Like, and this is the perfect. I've heard so many Yoshi Mitsu bars from this side of the Atlantic and the USA. But this was, you're battling Yoshi G. You can't not have a Yoshi Mitsu bar. But also, it took me a minute, and in fact, okay, his true confession here, because of how Americans, apologies Americans, but because of how you Americans, Adam Richardson, yo, welcome, thank you for joining. What's up? Because of how Americans mispronounce the word sword and they pronounce it sword, I thought Bill was saying Yoshimitsu sitting on a swarm. And I'm like, okay, so Yoshimitsu, there must be something about a swarm. He has a swarm of locusts that rise up under him or something. But why is that a good bar? Like, it works on one level, but what's that got to do with Yoshi sitting on a swarm? Like, I don't. And then I googled because I had to find what's Yoshimitsu's swarm, and I must be missing something here. But of course, it's not Yoshimitsu's swarm; it's his sword, which I realised. But I thought that was that was quite funny. Almost got lost in translation. But I do my due diligence. I do the work. When I don't understand something, but I know it's something, I check it out. I didn't want to, you know, be saying Bill Collector was not hitting with that bar when, you know, sitting on a sword. I get that. I know the sword entendre, but Swarm was just swarm of bees, locusts. Don't get it. Then he had a nice. He's got like a video game scheme in here, and I like Bill Collector when he's like this because he's just sort of subtly dropping them in. He has like, I don't know, good sort of 5-6 references, but they're all nice, and they sort of tie into the punch as well. There's a couple punches in there as well, so it's not just scheming for scheming's sake. And she's Yoshi. I think there was a Yoshi bar in there, so it's Yoshi, you know, now not Yoshi Mitsu, but I guess so. Yeah, Yoshi Mitsu, Yoshi G. It's all video game scheming. It's all relevant scheming. It's not just scheming for the sake of it. Shoot or get the shot backstage, like the Maury show. This bit I didn't get. Someone's going to have to fill because I feel like I'm missing something here, and I went back over it a few times, and I really didn't get it. Shoot for the chest like you little bitches, but I like Torito. So shoot for chest. Shoot for chest versus you little bitches. That was it. Shoot for chest versus you little bitches, but I like Torito. So shoot for chest, like shoot you in the chest. Get that bit. I like Torido. I get the reference, you know, chess whoop Torido's ass, but I don't get why I'm missing something. Someone needs to fill me in there. Shoot for chess versus you little bitches, but I like Torido. It was like the Torido was a part of the body or something. Shoot for chess versus you little bitches, but I like Torido. Something's going over my head. It must be, because otherwise it's not that great a bar. And then he's got something in there again. I feel like something's going over my head here. Humpty Dumpty throwing shells at Mario Kart. Is there a Mario Kart with Humpty Dumpty in it? Because he's got a bar in there that if there isn't a Mario Kart 17, the Humpty Dumpty version, doesn't really make sense. But I liked the angle in there. I liked the comedy. I just, there were a few things, and it's Bill Collector. I've seen levels from Bill Collector, so when I see something that's not levels, or when I see something that I feel could be, you know, done a lot better by Bill, I'm gonna say that. But I was still entertained. It's very entertaining because Bill is a performer, always. So Yoshi comes out last round, says that Bill, so she's saying Bill is the biggest battle of her career, but he's still ranked low. She says, you're not overlooked anymore, but you're still oversaturated. You're not top 5 in your state. You're not even an honorable mention. So she's basically saying to him, like, you've been around here forever and like you're still a nobody. She's sort of really talking to him. And again, she's got that, you know, that flow that is really unorthodox. She tells him, I like this bar. You try to be funny to make up for your social awkwardness. It's not a haymaker or anything, but it's a take down your opponent. It's an analyze and flip, you know, flipping. One of Bill Collector's greatest strengths is that he's really funny. He's really funny and he's entertaining. But she's saying, yeah, you're funny, but you're hiding your social awkwardness. I appreciated that. Then she tells him, you look like you would fuck me once, then move your work in and hide every few months from my Section 8 inspection. I'm going to read that again. I need to practice reading out loud. You look like you would fuck me once, then move your work in and hide every 3 months from my Section 8 inspection. Now, it wasn't even really a rhyme or like a punch. I guess there's a bit of rhyme in it, but it wasn't even like, it was a real talking to him. It was one of those, she didn't even have to rhyme it. Like, she just said it and it was funny. And then she starts sort of really cooking. She says, oh, what is she saying? You're the sort of man at this and sort of man at that. And she's kind of like like jabbing, like in an aggressive way. But she pulls right back. She only does it for a little while, and I wish she stayed on that, because I liked it. It was a nice sort of energy switch and a little like take me sit like I can jab, like I can punch, I can come at you, and it it worked nicely because she just literally just talked to him. She didn't even really rhyme, and then yeah, I like that, but I just wish she carried it on a bit longer because then I think yeah, she just went back to sort of plot stuff. And I'm not contradicting myself because even if she had punched at him, jabbed at him with thought shit, she would have still been jabbing. But this was just sort of more straight up sex stuff. Oh, it definitely was because then we get the other part of the controversial bit. She has like this freak scheme, and then she says something like, "I'm going to do this last part on my knees," and she gets on her knees in front of him, not too close. Um, and she says, this is how us women should be addressing men, from a kneeling position. If you took, I like this though. If you took your dick out, I could snatch a piece of your soul. That though, I like that. I feel like there was something in there as well. I missed something. There was something that was going over my head a bit in there. But she said something, yeah, that if you took your dick out, I could snatch a piece of your soul. This is kind of where she's getting back the like, okay, yeah, I'm on my knees, and you feel like I'm sucking dick. No, I'm taking your soul. No, I'm taking a piece of your soul. You think you're taking something from me? No, I'm taking your soul. Um, but with the sort of she was down there for quite a long time, there was a lot of reaction before she even like rapped anything. It kind of was a little bit awkward. Yoshi whiling, yeah, she's whiling, but you know, she's Yoshi. What did you expect? um and I guess now anyone battling Yoshi is going to expect anything. In fact, she's asked for no more married men, please, because you know she doesn't want to be disrespecting the wives, I guess. But she yeah, she was whining. Um and then she finished up. Yeah, it went on a bit long and it kind of took the steam out of it. If she was able to get down there, drop to her knees, start spitting bars, of course, not anything else, pretty much straight away after a little reaction, then it would have been more smooth. But it was a bit awkward and there was a bit, oh, what's going on? And she's like, oh, my knees, I'm old. And Bill's like, what the but then she tells us women that she's going to let us know how to be in control without letting it show. And she basically tells us we've got to shut the fuck up and stop nagging and be his peace. And it was a little, the irony, she flopped. She didn't flop. What's up, Phoenix in the building? Thank you for joining me, us. I need to find better words. Thanks for tuning in, girl. We're talking Yoshi versus Bill Collector. Shout out right back to you too. You just watched it, yeah? What did you think? I'm in Yoshi's third now. We've just got Bill Collector to go, but we've just talked about Yoshi dropping to the knees. And yeah, so she has the sort of be his piece, you know, angle, and it's a little bit contradictory. And I guess I'll talk about that in the end. But it is a little bit contradictory. You can't say, you know, like I'm empowering myself by getting on my knees and taking a piece of your soul. You think you're taking something from me, but no, I'm taking something from you. Yeah, at the same time, for me to control you, I just need to shut the fuck up and stop complaining. It was a little bit contradictory, and I just felt she could have had a more powerful ending, and she probably would have had. Yeah, I liked her first round too. Definitely Phoenix, absolutely. She's telling a story creating a narrative, and she carried that all the way through. That's the thing that I didn't get. Petite and BC. I just said that. I just said handle a BC, a petite bitch. That's the thing that went over. It was in her third, Phoenix. You can tell me what that was, because that went over my head. That went right over my head, and I wrote it down because I know it's going over my head. Thank you. Thanks, babe. Yeah. I knew it went over my head. I just said that. But yeah, no, I think if that last little bit of performance where she got down, and if that went a little bit smoother, it would have been a much higher energy. It kind of sucked a bit of the energy out of it, which was a real shame. That's a real shame. Well, depending on whether you're bill collector's wife or not, or talking about suck the energy, all the euphemisms, that was unintentional, and I'm sure everyone in the building was grateful. Maybe not Bill. Maybe Bill would have liked the energy sucked out of him. I don't know. But so Bill's third now. And I think for me, this was Bill's best round. It was his funniest and his strongest round for me. And I think it was where he best executed the angles. And he had, although, like I said, it was humor and entertainment, he did have angles in the previous, but I liked this one. He's saying to Yoshi basically, like, yo, you're out here wilding. Like, I hope you're teaching your kids the right things. My kids are some of my biggest fans. Basically saying, like, your kids are watching this, like, and my kids are my biggest fans. Look at what they're watching. If your kids are watching this, if your kids are your biggest fans, like, are you teaching your kid the right things? That's sort of, that's where he's coming from. I showed a bitch how to suck a dick, Yoshi style, with twisty hands. That was it. So yeah, my kids, some of my biggest fans, showed a bitch how to suck a dick, Yoshi style, with the twisty hands. Nice. Get a plan, suck a few more dicks, get some land. He's basically saying to her, you're all thought and no thought. Oh, freestyle. You're all thought and no thought. He's basically saying to her, you're just, whoring yourself out, and you don't have any long-term plans. Like, what are you doing? Like, and you're not even really setting a good example to your kids. And again, I don't like these sort of angles, but again, if you're leading with thoughtedness, if you're embodying that, then you have to be able to expect that angle to come right back at you. I love this battle, low key. Yeah, it was cool. And it was entertaining. Like, it was entertaining. And I was waiting to see it because of the sort of the controversy around it. And I like seeing how, and we'll get into that. Yeah, I'll get into that, because I don't like that Yoshi can't just do thought bars if she wants. Yeah, so get a plan, suck a few more dicks, get some land. Someone opens the door in the building as well, and Bill freestyles into it, like he's really having fun up there. He freestyles into it, saying something like, opening up the door, you interrupted me while I'm making love. It was funny. He says, he's telling her, you should have saved yourself for somebody special, who'd put a ring on you. He's saying basically your old head's told you nothing. Haven't you got a stove or something? Those are just the punches. That's not bars. That's just me just sort of right. But he's basically saying to her, you're wasting yourself. Basically, you should be in the kitchen. Again, it could have been that little part. I think it could have been more complex. It could have been funnier. It could have been a bit more, punchy. It was funny, but I've seen Bill much funnier, and I think that was just the opponent, the venue. He goes into Yoshi has a big soft spot for Verb, and she's very public about it on Twitter. So he says he's calling out Verb. He's saying, you know, you're fucking with this Verb. I thought you were vegan, Verb. Then he talks to the room and he says, "Who in the room fucked Yoshi?" And he's like, "No, in fact, don't put up your hands." He's and this was a bit uncomfortable because it's like, and there were a couple of times in the battle where it was almost like Yoshi looked uncomfortable at being called a whore and cheap and that sort of thing. And almost like she wasn't owning it. And that might, I don't know, it might have been hot. She might have been tired. It might have been a long day. She might have been focused. It might not have been that. But there were a couple of points. And this point was a bit cringy where, you know, he's saying basically, and I think even Yoshi says, "No, don't put your hands up." And I don't think she's saying, "Don't put your hands up," because there's a ton of guys in the audience who fuck with who I fucked. She's saying, "Don't clown me." It's almost like she's expecting 30 guys to put their hand up and everyone's going to laugh because that was, you know, Bill's asking who fucked Yoshi because everyone knows everyone's fucked Yoshi. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's why he's played it. And it was almost, yeah, it was a little hard. It was a little hard. I'm not going to lie. I felt a little bit for Yoshi there, even though it's what she embodies. And, you know, it seems like she's something she's comfortable with. But just as a woman, it just was, and it was amusing, and the building was rocking with it. And he's telling her, you know, you're fucking all these niggas and no one's claiming you. And then he says, "I've got a super duper scope, but it's to hit this bitch with a shot of penicillin." And he does his, you know, super duper scope thing. And the round, I think that's how we finished up. But it sort of ends on that embarrassing angle. And I don't know if I took it maybe a little more harshly than Yoshi did, but it did seem at points in the battle where it did. And I could be wrong, could be misinterpreting that. But yeah, so that was all 3 rounds from both of them. And I gave Bill that last round and I gave Yoshi the first 2. I liked what she did. I liked what both of them did. And I definitely think Bill could have done more had he wanted to. He just didn't. I think he didn't. He put in what he wanted to. And it's not the best bill collector you've ever seen, but you got the bill collector that you're used to. Is very entertaining. He had a lot of stuff in there. He did have some really great punches in there. It was a good battle. I really liked it. But I'm gonna wrap up sort of concentrating more on what Yoshi did, just going into Queen of the Ring, and just because, you know, Yoshi's the sort of the newer comer. Bill's been around forever, and we all know what Bill can do. And obviously, this was a much bigger battle for Yoshi, as she said in there. But in her first, so she started out, Phoenix said her first was her best round. Definitely agree with that. I really liked it. She was rapping. She was really rapping in there. She had schemes in there, and she was setting. This is what I was saying. So she was setting a narrative. She was telling a story. She came out saying, "I'm going to defeat you with submission." What was it she said? "Beat you by submission. The ultimate groupie fantasy. I dominate using submission." It's almost, you know, an oxymoron. You're either the dominant or you're the submissive, but she dominates using submission. So she's going to be submissive. She's going to get down on her knees. She's going to, you know, submit to you. But as she did tell you in there, she can control you by being submissive. So that was what she maintained, that sort of from start to finish. And I like the way she did it. She starts sort of telling you where she came from, and that she's almost saying like, what did you expect? you know, my mum got pregnant at 15. She was starting her rap career. She could have really been someone. Daddy left. Mummy, you know, mum chose me over a career and a car. She didn't have an abortion. She could have, but daddy, you know, and she also says in there, I'm looking for a father figure. She lets you know, like, I've got daddy issues. Like, that's part of this whole thought shit. That's part of who I am, and where I've come from. But at the same time, she lets you know in that first that that's who I am, and I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be a fought. I'm gonna keep fighting, and you can't, you know, you can't stop. I own it, and at the same time, I'm a strong, powerful woman holding it down for my kids. Like, I look after my kids, and you know, I'm a strong mother, and us women deserves more. Powerful, yeah. No worries, Phoenix. I know how it goes. The multitasking, for real. I appreciate you listening. I know what it's like when you're listening and you just can't type. But yeah, thank you for being here. Um, in the in the second, she's being very. That's obviously the dick grab round, and I didn't think that was the most effective part of it. But I thought, and I touched on this, like, a lot of her bars are thought bars, but only in the way that Gucci's bars are crip bars, or Goods' bag bars are swag bars. Like, when you, like, an Arsenal, a Goods, a B dot, like, you don't say, yes, B dot has conscious bars, but B dot is a, like, everything about what, even if he's not rapping to you about something which is a directly, you know, a black empowerment or black consciousness or wokeness or awareness, like, even if he's just talking to you about yourself or your mother or walking down, like, he's doing it as a conscious man. That's how he talks, that's how he raps, so it's coming out in that style. Same thing with Goods, like, that's just him. He embodies that swag, that nonchalance, that laid back, I'm better than you-ness. Like, and even if he's not telling you that, he's doing it in that way. Same thing, like, with a crip, like with a black gang. Like, people have styles, and yes, Goods will have swag bars. Yes, Speed Up will have conscious bars. Yes, Gucci will have Gucci. Gucci will have crip after crip after crip bars, but it's not all they have. And when they use their style, you don't see it as crip bars. So when Yoshi isn't directly rapping about something hypersexual and she's being a thought, or and she's sort of doing it in a thought way, I just see it as her style. But I wish, I think it's effective. I think it's effective, but I just wish, I think she's going to get more, because she can rap. I like her flow. I think that needs some playing around with to really maximize it. But yeah, no, it was almost like she's weaponized the thoughtness, and I thought you really, that spoke to me in the second. In the third, she's now sort of talking to him, she's attacking him, she's talking about, you know, wilding out, gates of the garden, you're not top 5, you're only funny to hide your social awkwardness. You're a bit of a clown, basically, and I'm going to now make you submit. Like, I've shown you who I am, but I'm going to use this to control you. And kind of worked. It was a little bit of a contradiction, because she's saying to him basically, now you're a king, and I'm going to uphold you and, you know, deal with you like a king, like someone of your caliber. Yet you've just told him he's not top 5, he's gates of the garden, he's not top, you know, you just kind of, so it was a little bit contradictory, if I'm picking. And she's down on the knees doing that. I didn't really like, personally, that whole submission thing. I don't even like that word. I don't like any of the stuff surrounding it. Like, if that's your thing, do you. But for me personally, and women as a whole, that whole submission thing, that's some bullshit. But yeah, I like the sucking your dick to snatch a piece of your soul. I thought that was cool. The way she was sort of flipping that, um, and the using the, you think you're in control, but I am. I didn't like it directed to the women, but I thought it was a great angle. I didn't give her the third. I gave Bill the third because I that contradiction, and it just didn't really hit down on her knees, and she could have done a bit more with it because it sort of ended there, and it ended really flat, and it took the wind out of that round. But overall, I was really I was impressed by her performance. I was entertained by the battle. It raises big questions, as to, is it okay for women to touch on men? Um, I I don't think it's okay for anyone to touch anybody else sexually. I do think it's different. It's not at all the same. It's not fair. It's not fair. But life isn't fair. Life isn't fair to women anyway. Um, and it doesn't make it right. And I do think it opens up the door if you go around, although it's not the same, if you go around grabbing on men, it opens up the door for men to then be overly, it's not the same, Polo, and I'll tell you why. Um, and there's a whole culture of not to downplay any man who is sexually assaulted by a woman, but the dynamics, the history, the strength, the physicality, the psychology, it's very different. A man assaulting a woman, like it's not the same, but it does open a door for men to use that if they wanted to, and I don't know why they would want to use that, but if women can go around touching men, then why can't men go around touching women? It is somewhat of a double standard, somewhat, because we practice double standards all the time that we're fine with. We don't deal with our daughters in the way that we deal with our sons, and even the fact that we're talking here about Yoshi's thought bars, and we don't ever talk about guys' thought bars, no matter how many bitches they're talking about fucking, um, shows you the double standard exists. So it's really not the same. But yeah, I do think it opens a door that we don't need opening. I've been going for an hour and 2 minutes now. I really planned for about 20. This is my life though. I talk too much. What can you do? But yeah, thank you so much. If you've been with me this whole way, I really, really appreciate you tuning in. Go and check out the battle. It's a really good one. Entertaining. Yoshi's coming up on Watch the Throne for Queen of the Ring this weekend. Check that out. I'm expecting great things for her, and I've actually got her beating Tori Doe. I'm predicting that she gets a win over Tori Doe. I think she's locked in, and she knows she's hungry. And Bill Collector will have been a warm up, not a warm up. That's no disrespect at all to Bill Collector. I just mean in terms of the stage, in terms of the platform. She did take Bill seriously, but this is now sort of a different sort of stage, and I think she's going to be ready for it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what she's got. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to be doing some Queen of the Ring content either before, during, after, who knows, but I'm going to be on that. I'll be doing some other lives if anything interesting comes up over the week. Like I said, if you missed it at the beginning, I'm doing this live format because it's a way for me to get content out easily without having to set up filming, sort out editing, rendering and all that stuff, and then procrastinating. I'm a procrastinator. I don't have time. I'm very, very busy. So the minute I can, it's like I filmed it and then I've got to take the time to edit it and stuff and all of that. It's like, things just get delayed. So doing this live and when things are fresh in my mind is a much more manageable way of me just sort of communicating and getting out content on the channel. So it's a very long-winded way of saying that, but you know, that's me. Um, thank you for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, share, like, post, whatever, all of that good social media sharing stuff that helps to put the word out. And yeah, tune in next time. London Jen, Battle Rap World. Thank you, everyone in the comments. Phoenix Fire, Adam Richardson, Read Between the Bars. Have I missed anyone? Salute. Thank you for joining in. Crash, I don't know if Crash is still there, but yeah, good night.